I love the Mask movie. Calling it a timeless classic feels like an understatement, but let me tell you when I say I have a love-hate relationship with this movie. It did something that is forever irredeemable to me. Some of you might know where this is going, but the Mask movie has forever tarnished the Mask as a character, convincing people that the Mask is just a silly, goofy character for the ha-has, a cartoon character come to life through the wearer. While this is true, when it comes down to the comics he originated from, it is an entirely different story. Remember that guy, Stanley Ipkiss, down on his luck, kind of a quirky guy just going through the rough, played by Jim Carrey? What if I told you he was not just some quirky loser with bad luck? What if I told you he was a violent-minded psychotic who was shown almost beating his girlfriend? In the comics, he wasn't even the main character of the series, believe it or not. The Mask travels person to person, but if you've seen the movie, you'd recognize one name as a support role in the plot, Lieutenant Kellaway. He is one of the main characters of the comics. Personally, my favorite user of the Mask, a hardworking cop just trying to keep his city clean, uses it for good at first, but as the Mask likes to do, it manipulates and twists the wearer towards a chaotic, violent nature. There are some familiar moments in the movie that was recreated straight out of the comics, but in a much more PG, family-friendly way. My favorite, and likely the prime example, would be the Tommy gun scene. Instead of scaring off some punks, in the comics, he hunts down some robbers who just blast an old lady with a shotgun, proceeds to with them, and then lights them up. One of the three robbers got knocked out and taken to an ambulance, where the Mask pretended to be a paramedic, puts one of the doctors to sleep, and proceeds to rip his face off into a bloody mess to scare the living daylights out of this robber before likely killing him off screen. Another note I would like to mention I think the comics did a lot better is the main bad guy. I ain't gonna lie, the bad guy in the movie played it really good. He was very hateable and kind of slick with it. But oh boy, the immovable object to the unstoppable force of the Mask, Walter. Walter is a mystery of a man, barely human in the first place. This guy seems like Joe Fixit and Jason fused into one. He takes a beating from the Mask, he's been electrocuted, he's been ran over, burned, ran over again by stampeding animals. It's a nut house when it comes to how much damage this guy can just take and shrug off. Walter is a twisted gangster. Started out as the muscle, but decides to do his own thing. Never speaks a word. Actions speak for him. My favorite moment is when he's in a mobster meeting and he randomly decided to start slicing his own face with no apparent reason outside of pleasure, and when the mobster rudely interrupts and tells him to knock it off, as a counter argument, Walter tosses his own blood in his face. Holy shit. The disrespect, brother. The comics match in humor. The first few books are an absolute riot, a perfect blend of violence and punchlines that I cannot recommend enough. Please find your own copy. It's worth a read, I promise you. At least the first three comics are just so peak. You can listen to them on YouTube as well. There's a channel that does a fantastic job. Though the movie is fantastic, it has completely warped people's minds on who the Mask is. You know, it's kind of funny, they don't even call him the Mask. He's known as Big Head in the papers, and that's because, you know, he made a name for himself when he wiped out over half the police force in a GTA-like killing spree. I hear they originally wanted the movie to be gruesome, with being directed by Quentin Tarantino, but they opted out when they were too afraid it would be seen as a ripoff of Freddy Krueger from A Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't remember where I heard that or how true it is, but regardless, I think we need to see a comic-accurate Mask movie. I feel like it's long overdue. A faithful adaptation would go so hard nowadays. All in all, I wish we would have a more comic-faithful, accurate Mask movie. But what about you? Would you rather see Jim Carrey's more PG-friendly tone continued, or do you want to see a completely remastered, comic-accurate movie? I would love to hear your thoughts.